Hi, I'm doing a floating head video for you to let you know that we now have the little reserve your spot in class thing in place for Caravan Studio. So we know, if you've been there lately, you know that our studio is a very cozy little small place. We call it the cubby hole. And so there's a limit to the number of people that can come in for a live class and be in there comfortably. And we have exceeded that limit a couple of times. So I put the little reservation system back on the site like we had during the pandemic. And so I want to show you how that works, if I can talk through it. So on the website, let me just go to the home page here, blah. And so you would go to classes, and this reservation aspect is in place for technique classes, either beginners or drills. So if you're going to a beginner class, you're going to a drills class, of course, you want to make sure that it's paid for already, which is also on this same page of the site. So this is where you pay for classes. And let me just add in here that, as was promised months ago, beginner classes are now the same price as drills classes. So all technique classes are the same. This makes it really easy for people who are trying to move from one level up to the other if they've loaded their account with several classes in a package. So anyway, that's a little bit off topic, but beginners and drills classes are now the same price. Here's what matters. This bottom button is new, reserve your spot in class. So you would want to click on that. It's going to take you to this page, the reserve your spot page. And there's two blocks here, daytime classes and evening classes. Within those two blocks are the beginners and drills classes again. So let's say you wanted to go to a beginner class at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's a daytime class. There's beginners. You would click on reserve in beginners class, and it's going to take you to Eventbrite. That's what is managing all of this. So here you are now on Eventbrite. It says free, but that's a lie. You already paid for your classes on the Caravan site, so Eventbrite is not collecting anything. And here's all the times for classes. So you wanted an 11 o'clock class. Those happen on Saturdays, Mondays, and Wednesdays. Saturdays, Mondays, and Wednesdays. Saturdays, Mondays, and Wednesdays. So you would find the day that you want to go to class. Here, we're going to do that Saturday. I'm going to click on tickets, so I didn't have to. Okay, so here you go. Reserve my spot. There's my Saturday, November 11th. Reserve my spot. And it's going to, if you don't already have an Eventbrite account, it's going to ask you to set one up with your email, and you will register for the class, and then there you are, you're confirmed. Okay, and so you just have a little quote unquote ticket to go to that class. Now, if you find that you can't go after all, because again, why are we doing this? We're doing this because we have limited spaces for classes. We don't want to overload it, but I also don't want a whole bunch of people saying they're going to be there and then not showing up. All right, so if you realize you can't be there at any point before the class starts, you would go to your little ticket. You'll also have an email with this in it, and cancel your order. Are you sure you want to cancel? Yes, it's that simple. It's that simple. So we're going to just kind of get used to this through the rest of 2023. All right, so I'm going to consider it like a little trial run. I'm going to work really hard to remind people in classes, hey, did you reserve your spot to be here? I'm not going to kick you out if you didn't, but just to remind people that they need to be doing that. And then if you have to cancel, like if you reserved your spot, you got used to doing that, and then you didn't show up, that's okay through the end of this year. Starting in January of 2024, I'll have to charge you if you took one of those tiny little finite spots in a class and then didn't show up. So that's just business. I'm sure you all understand that. I'm sure a lot of you attend other places that enforces that kind of thing. It just makes sense. So the limit for the room is set at 9. That should work. And so that's what we need you to do. All right, so we're going to start practicing. Got the rest of the year to get used to it, and I'm going to do my best to remind everybody. Thank you.